Hello YouTube, it's Fallon again. How is everyone today? I am going to be unboxing the very first Darn Good Yarn box that I have received today. I've already opened it and taken a little peek inside. I can't help it. I'm really excited about yarn. I love surprise yarn. I wanted to share with you guys what actually comes in the Darn Good Yarn Box of the Month Club. If you want to purchase it, they're about $10 a month. This is not a sponsored video at all. If they did want to sponsor me, that's fine. Hit me up. I just wanted to share it with you guys and see what you think. We're going to open it together and take a peek and see what all kinds of fun stuff that we've got. So the first box is a purple box and it has a neat design on it. And it feels pretty hefty for it being such a small box. You can see my hand. I have relatively small hands. They're not huge. So it's not a huge box, but it does feel full. So let's take a gander and see what we got. Okay, so the first thing that calls to me, of course, is this colorful piece right here, and that's pretty soft. This is, and I'm holding my phone. I don't have it set up on anything, so forgive me there. I'll bring this a little bit closer. This is worsted weight silk roving yarn in the color watercolors. You see that you use for knitting needles a 7 to a 9. The crochet, you want to use an I9 to a K. I don't think I would use a size 9 hook on this. Not at all. This feels fairly thin. I see myself using maybe even a 3.75 millimeter hook. This is a pretty fine yarn. I think I could go down to a 3.75 yarn, but I would probably stick with my favorite 4.25 millimeter. That's just a preference. I'll hold this tag up here one more time so you can get a glance at it. It says that it's a 4-weight. It feels a little smaller than a 4-weight in my opinion. It is very soft, and I'm going to give it a smell test here in a minute, because one of the things that I've seen when people talk about Darn Good Yarn in some of the comment sections of some of the crochet groups that I'm a member of on Facebook, they say that it has a smell to it, and so I definitely want to do a smell test. But check out all those colors. That is actually really pretty. I like colorful things. So let me... it doesn't have a very strong smell. It's mild. You can tell that there's a dye fragrance of some kind maybe, but it's not bad. No, it's really mild. So I'm satisfied with that. The next thing, we'll go ahead and pull this box out, and this is the thing that you see in the advertisements for Darn Good Yarn, is the set of hooks, or actually it's knitting needles and a hook. So they give you a 8.5 millimeter hook and 8.5 millimeter needles. I'm not a knitter. I don't really know anything about knitting. I'm just a crocheter. So I don't know if... Okay, this is going to get kind of awkward because I'm holding my own camera here. Anyway, I don't know if knitting needles are gauged the same way that crochet hooks are. You can tell me that in the comments. They're nicely packaged. It's solid wood. It feels... I'm used to using an aluminum hook with a grip on the handle for ergonomic purposes. And I think this is called inline hook, where it's shaped like... Well, let's see if I can do a better job of this. Let's hold it against this bit right here so that you can see it better. An inline hook, is that an inline hook? There, it goes into focus. Okay, I don't prefer that shape of a hook. I like... Let me see if I have a hook close by. Yes. Okay. Here's one of my favorite hooks. I prefer a 4.25 millimeter, but this is my 5mm hook because I've been working on some projects. I preferred that style hook over the flat. Again, I think it's called inline hooks. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, so here is the crochet hook. We'll compare it to my hand so that you can see the length of it. It's actually fairly lengthy. These are the hooks that you can buy at Walmart. That the boy hooks that have the ergonomic grips. So you know about how long that is. And then you've got this one next to it. So it's pretty lengthy. I feel like you could get away with Tunisian crochet stitch for a washcloth at least on this, definitely. And then the knitting needles, I don't know how long knitting needles need to be, but I feel like most knitting needles are a lot longer than that. But I'll go ahead and slip one of those out so we can see. I could use it as chopsticks since I don't know how to knit. Maybe not. So let's see what else we have in here. Let's put this back. It does have the logo on there. That's kind of cool. And they look like they're probably hand painted because you see some inconsistencies in the purple paint right there. That's neat. I don't know if we're supporting particular people's jobs or not. We have a whole other set of yarn in here though, and that's exciting. This is a hank of yarn twisted up like this. You would either need to unroll it and put it on a winder, or I mean, I guess you could use it just like this. Where I'm from, I live in a small town, and so you don't typically find hanks of yarn. You only really find skeins, maybe some cakes. Definitely gotten into the mandala cakes here lately at Walmart. I've been making a lot of scarves. I plan to make a video about my favorite scarf pattern with some of the mandala cake yarn. So this yarn is a blend of gray and red, and it looks like the red sort of bleeds into the gray a little bit. That's interesting. I'd like to see this worked. I am smelling a little bit of something. Well, no, actually, once I put it up close to my face, I definitely smell ink or like yarn or dye or something on it, maybe. But again, it's not terribly strong. Based on the comments that I've seen, I think I've said this earlier, a lot of people complain that the fragrance is really strong on some of these yarns. I just don't find it very strong, and I feel like I'm pretty sensitive to some smells. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm satisfied with that. It's mild enough even that I feel like I could make something to wrap around my neck, and with it being right in my face, it still wouldn't bother me. So let me show you the tag on this one. This again is a worsted weight. I would agree with that. It's called Crimson Fire. It's another roving silk yarn. It's medium 4. You hand wash it only, and you use a 7 to a 9 hook. I'm confused. I would never use a 7 to a 9 on a worsted weight, a size 4. So maybe that's written backwards. The 4 to 5mm definitely sounds correct. Oh no, wait, I'm reading the knit gauge. But still, the crochet gauge, it says to use an I9 to a K hook. I wouldn't do that. The 5.5 to 6.5mm, that's pretty common for a size 4 worsted weight yarn. I, again, would probably still pick my tried and true 4.25mm. I would do a 5. I would do a 5mm on that. I would be okay with that. Okay, let me make sure that my address is not on that. And then we have a booklet. How am I going to do this? Okay, let's see. We'll have to get the box out of the way for just a minute. We have a booklet. Apparently this is Nicole, and she's the one who started Darn Good Yarn. There's some mission statements in the front. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get some information about the tools and things. It shows that it was made in India, and everything's handcrafted. And it shows some of their symbols and what they mean. It talks about the roving silk yarn, the colorful one in watercolors that we looked at. It talks about the needles and the hook. Oh, I know why we got this extra one and why it's not pictured in this. For the first for the first box, I chose to have an extra gift put in. So I paid an extra $5 to have this hank of yarn. I'll again compare it to my hand so that you can see how big it is. So originally it would have come with this booklet, this cake of yarn, and this set of needles and the hook. So continuing into this booklet, it gives you a knitting pattern. It's a medium or an easy. I feel like whenever you've got 2 out of 4 possible ratings, that's probably a medium, but they're saying that it's easy. I would think that it would be easy. So one cool thing about this is it does give you everything that you need in the box to complete the pattern that they list in here. So if you're a knitter, it's got a knit pattern for you. That's another cool thing. If you're a knitter, you've got a knit pattern. If you're a crocheter, you'll also have a crochet pattern. So it's whichever one you prefer. So Ripples neckwear. They are 2 different ones, I think. This is more of a cowl. Well, yeah, it's no big deal, cowl. Yes, so you've got a cowl like this, or this is the Ripples neckwear. Again, it's another cowl. It's just a little different. It ripples because of the waves, I'm sure. So it has, again, a 2 out of 4 rating on difficulty. They're calling that easy. The stitches used, because I'm a crocheter, of course I've got to go over those. Chain, slip stitch, single crochet, double crochet, space, repeat patterns, and stitches. Yeah, very simple, very beginner friendly. Your next box, need to skip a month, blah blah blah, lots of information. And ooh, they give you opportunities. Every month we select a winner. It's easy to enter. Just use the Make It Yourself hashtag and share your yarn club creation. So you don't really, if you're experienced enough of a crocheter and you decide, that's not really for me, I'd rather make something a little different, then use your cake of yarn and make something different and then submit it here, probably with the pattern, and you could win a $300 gift card, and that's pretty cool. So then it's got all their contact information on the back, and I think for $10 that's a pretty great deal. You've got a small cake of yarn that you might not otherwise have access to. They gave you a crochet hook and knitting needles to perform what you need to do here with the patterns that they gave you, and of course I purchased a little extra, and so I got this extra hank of yarn. I do think that they're very soft. I don't think the smell is very strong. I think you would enjoy it. If you're a beginner crocheter, this is pretty good. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like the video, share, tell me what you like and didn't like. I want to hear it all. Leave it in the comment section below. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.